much. Welcome.
Oh, thank you so much. I am so honored to be here on this platform to share. And thank you so much, Laura, for inviting me.
Yeah,
And
you're
Leah.
very welcome. You're very welcome. So just like all the other ladies, kind of the same roll through here. People want to know who you are, where you live. And then like the other guests, let us know a little bit what was going on prior. You have quite the story as well. And they're going to see you sitting here today. So I think that just speaks volumes. So you have the floor.
Thank you so much. And Dr. Stacy, I just want to let you know you're a hero in across the globe and in our group. And I just want to thank you and your whole team and LifeWave for allowing me to come here. And I'm praying and hoping that my story resonates with someone so that they can also have transformation in their life too. My name is Sylvia, and I live in San Diego, California now. And 7 years ago, I was a picture of health. I was loved by a national forest here in California and also on the coast by San Luis Obispo, Monterey, and just trying to keep up with my three Weimaraner dogs, riding a BMX bike, running 3 miles in 30 minutes. I was just loving life. I turned 50, and Mark and I, my husband, decided to go to Hawaii. And we just had a blast there. And when I came home, I said, I haven't had a physical or a checkup in years, and I turned 50, getting a little older. I should probably check it out. So I go to the doctor, everything looks fine. And she looked at her computer and she saw that I was due for a Tdap booster. And so I took it. Why wouldn't I? I'm a nurse, and that's what we're trained in school to do. So the next month was horrible. I felt like somebody put a blowtorch in my kidneys and were burning them up. I couldn't stay up. My eyelids were so heavy, I couldn't keep them open. I was in bed. I had almost got pneumonia, and a urinary tract infection popped up, and I went to the doctor. They just kept giving me antibiotics. And I decided to go outside and give the horses some carrots. Well, all of a sudden, my legs just gave out on me, and I fell to the ground. And Mark saw me and told me, "Get up, honey, what's going on? I mean, we're not used to this. What is wrong with you?" And I just tried to get up, and my legs wouldn't listen. They weren't working anymore. So I told him, I think I might be having a stroke. I don't know what's going on. So I had him put me in the chair to take my blood pressure. And all of a sudden, I became limp and flaccid, and I just slumped to the floor. And I could hear him on and off talking to the 911 operator. I was in and out of awareness. And it was just so scary. I was paralyzed. I was trapped in my body, and it was so devastating and scary. I had no idea what was going on. I couldn't open my eyes. I just felt trapped in my body. All of a sudden, I wasn't able to move, and I had severe pain at the back of my head, neck, and spine. It hurt so bad, and my diaphragm felt like somebody was shredding it and just ripping it out and putting a tight tourniquet or belt around it and cinching it up. It was so hard to breathe. Mark said I almost stopped breathing. I guess I was breathing maybe 4 times a minute. Well, I was hospitalized about 2 weeks. They did multiple tests. My lumbar puncture showed terrible infection. My MRI showed spots on my brain, but the doctors were baffled. They didn't know what to do with me, and I didn't know what was going on either. I didn't connect the dots that that's what it could have been. So fast forward, I wasn't able to go to work. I was so short of breath. They put me on oxygen multiple times a day. I had a paralyzed vocal cord. I was so weak. I couldn't even stay up 30 to 45 minutes at a time, or I risked getting paralyzed. I kept getting paralyzed just from looking to the left, looking at lights. My diaphragm, if I accidentally touched it, I would go down and almost get paralyzed. It was just such a hard way to live, and we just didn't know what to do. And neither did the doctor. Um, Fast forward, I ended up with over 25 diagnoses, but the ones I want to focus on are chronic inflammatory reaction to the Tdap vaccine, fibromyalgia, periodic paralysis, and myalgic encephalomyelitis. And I feel the need to focus on this one because it's also known, a misnomer, as chronic fatigue syndrome. So even comedians and the media laugh it off. It's just constantly got a stigma. We're lazy, couch potatoes, when in fact, there is of the brain and inflammation of the spinal cord, and it's extremely painful. Many practitioners tell you to go see a psychiatrist because it's all in your head because they don't know what to do with you. And it is so hard to be on this side of the healthcare. So, because I'm a nurse, and many patients have taken their own lives because they feel hopeless helpless and worthless, and their spouses have left them because they think they're just being so lazy and making it up. And simple things, it's called post-exertional malaise. It causes just like simple tasks like showering or standing to cook a meal can land you in bed for 2 to 3 days at a time. It is so horrible. It's very devastating and catastrophic. You have a stiff neck like meningitis and extreme weakness. There's a whole cascade of autoimmune diseases and issues where your body starts attacking itself. And so I started to research because I wanted to get better and I wasn't getting the help I needed. Studies have shown that these patients have energy 16 deviations away from normal. Exercise is actually counterproductive and causes us to relapse and go backwards. Many long haul patients. Oh, go ahead.
No, I don't want to interrupt you because I mean you're on a great roll here. I have a quick question though. From the time that all of this started happening, you were in the hospital. How long from the time that you started did you find out about this technology? Oh, I can't hear you, babe.
7 years. I've been like this 7 years.
Wow.
7 years.
7 years. And so it's been 7 years and you're like, you have a plethora of things that you're trying to figure out, things that are happening to your body. You're doing the research. How did you come about this? Like, how did you find this? Who is your angel? Because there is an angel out there for you for sure.
She is. Her actual name is Jan Angel Kennedy. That is her maiden name is Angel.
And she introduced you to this technology. So what did you think being a nurse, just like Tammy, being in the industry? What were your thoughts? And I know you put it on your body.
Yes, actually, I asked Jan, I'd never met her before. We met at church, Awaken Church here in San Diego, and I was feeling like God called me to start getting out more to try to volunteer at the front desk at church. So I asked Jan, I go, I heard that you're part of this team. Can you please help me? Because you can hear my voice. It's just horrible. I mean, it's better now. And in 10 minutes, my voice actually came back. I had to put the patch on the back of my neck. And I was just like, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, is this finally, it was just like miraculous, Laura. I could not even just, Mark and I, well, he just stepped over here for a minute, but we were just so elated. I was like, wow. But I have to say that so many times we've done holistic therapies and it's been a roller coaster. We've gotten excited after, say, hyperbaric oxygen therapy, and that helped me for 2 or 3 days. We're like, my voice came back. And then 2 or 3 days later, it's like, wah, 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 there we are again,
But
so
did you find that here? Did you find that here?
I've been on this for 4 months now. And I am actually getting stronger. My brain is starting to reconnect. My neurons and everything are benefiting from this. I'm getting stronger, and my fibromyalgia, I can actually touch my legs. I wasn't able to do that before. If I touch my diaphragm, I don't get paralyzed. I'm touching it right now. And it's just been such an amazing, amazing miracle. I am just so excited to share this. And actually, I wasn't able to talk for most of that 7 years. And so my friends know I always text them. So when I pick up the phone to call them, they're like, Sylvia, your voice, what is this going on? And then of course they end up signing up. Most of them are on this call cheering me on. And oh my gosh, Laura, it's just been so amazing and exciting.
Oh my gosh, 4 months. And when I listened to you describe what was going on, I'm sure like the almost 500 people on here tonight have done that. And to see you sit here 4 months in, and we all know, because Dr. Stacy's going to head that direction here shortly, but we know that it's 1 month's use for every decade of life. Now, Sylvia, you haven't shared your age. However, with what you were experiencing to be where you are sitting in this chair, you look lovely. You look beautiful. You can tell that the information.
I'm 57. And actually, Tammy, yeah, I wanted to mention something about Tammy with her with her COVID. Yeah. I also had my white blood cell count in the trash for 7 years. So when I got COVID, it took me 3 months to get better. 2 months after being on the patches, I had them take my lab work because they do it every 3 months anyway because of my crucial situation. And my white blood cell count went from only 3.2, it's now 7.5. 4. I am like, what in the world? This is just so amazing. Thank you, Jesus. It's so
Well, and you and Mark are very active people. So just in this 4 month period, are you starting to get back to your activities? Because living life is what it's all about. Like name 1 or 2 things that you're getting back into that you haven't been able to do for the last 7 years.
well. I haven't driven at all since February of 2018. My husband's coming in because he's probably got to add to this. Since 2018, February. And I was able to drive after being on the patches about 3 weeks for 5 minutes. And that was just like, woo, let's go. And Mark was my coach. This is my husband, Mark. Thank God. Thank you for staying with me and not leaving me for somebody better, because that was a long, horrible, devastating 7 years to go through this.
Yeah. Well, you have to have a loving, supportive person in your life when you do that. And he's obviously a blessing to you.
Oh, for sure. So now tell them what else. No, you go ahead. Tell them I have the gift of gab now, because girls speak 50,000 words a minute or something like that. 7 years to make it up, baby.
But I'm going to let you go a couple more minutes because we want to give Dr. Stacy about her routine as well. So go ahead. What would you share, Mark? What stands out to you about your beautiful wife?
Well, it's been working for me too, but you know what? We've always been active. Like you said, she was dancing a couple times. She hasn't danced in 8 years. And I'll just leave it at this. For 7 or 8 years now, I've been her caretaker and hauling her around everywhere. And either a walker, wheelchair, whatever, or using my arm. These last 3 months, I can't keep up with her.
I love that.
Can't keep up with her.
I love that.
I'm getting there. Time, one day at a time. Thank you, Jesus. So he upholds me with his righteousness. And thank you, David Schmidt, for saying yes, because he could have said no, then where would we be? So please, everyone that's on here, share this with somebody that you love. What if this little patch works for them? What if you can make a difference?
I love that. Well, Sylvia, you've been doing this, like I say, and I keep repeating, for only 4 months. So you will definitely be invited back, because it's just incredible. And Stacy's putting your pictures up here, and that's tremendous. I mean, you guys can see. I mean, Sylvia, I'm going to let you describe this picture, but there you are with your mountain bike, obviously when you were down. Okay.
Yeah, that's actually a Lance Armstrong style bike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we would ride 30 miles per hour on those up at the Sequoia National Forest. And the one below that is my eyes rolling back in my head, because I told Mark to start taking video and footage, because the doctors, some of them just didn't believe me. And so that right there, I'm going into paralysis episode where my eyes are starting to roll back and it looks horrible. It's death. It's like death. I've been to Heaven's Gates 3 times. I'm telling you, I'm here for a purpose. And I am telling everybody, baby, because this works and it's helping give hope to people.
Well, we are so grateful for you sharing tonight. And then here is the video that you sent Dr. Stacy. She's going to play it very quickly. Now, how many, like when you had the initial onset of this, how long was it in?
Video, I was going to say that video right there actually showcases my voice, which sounds worse than Minnie Mouse. I had a paralyzed vocal cord before I got on the patches, and I couldn't talk. And the doctor told me, you need to go exercise. So I told Mark, show him how well I exercise. Now I'm in bed for 2 more days after that. So that's the reason why we took that video, because he kept telling me, you need to exercise. And I'm like, oh gosh, we since don't have that. Doctor, obviously we found many good practitioners that are holistic. So.
Well, you are truly blessed, and we can't thank you enough for coming on and sharing. And of course, it's all only going to get better. And we hope that you'll come back and share again.
Absolutely.